Welcome back to the channel. Last week I picked up Streets of Rage 4 and I've been having a really good time with this game. I've been playing it a lot, trying all the different modes, multiple playthroughs, just getting everything I can out of this game. And I wanted to come on, share my thoughts, do a little review on this game, Streets of Rage 4. So let's start with a little bit of history about the game. This is of course a classic series from the Sega Genesis, so numerous entries on the Genesis or the Mega Drive, and I was lucky enough to have a couple of those games back in the day, actually still have them now, and I was really excited back when Streets of Rage 4 was announced and released, but I never picked it up at launch, and that was just because, well, quite honestly, I got busy, never got around to it, sidetracked with other games, but I never forgot about it, so I finally went and picked it up, and I gotta say, I'm really happy with this game, really glad that I finally got it, added it to the collection, and I just want to share my thoughts on it. So I got the Anniversary Edition here, which includes the Mr. X Nightmare DLC. That's the version I played, and I've been playing the game on my Switch too. So let's just start off and talk a bit about the gameplay. And let me say right off the bat that I can say with honesty, this is a very polished game. Plays very well. You can tell they put their time, energy into this and really delivered something great here. And it's a very fun game as well. Is it perfect? In a lot of ways it is, in some ways it isn't, and I'll get to that, but the gameplay itself is very fun, very polished. Level designs are great, good variety of levels, tons of varieties in the enemies and their movesets, tons of playable characters, so I think in total there's 17 characters you can play as. You don't start with them all, so there's unlockables in there, challenges. And on top of that, you have a lot of different game modes. So you've got story mode, arcade mode, survival mode, and others. So lots of content here, lots of replayability, and a lot to do, a lot to have fun with. I will say that, okay, so I started with the story mode, played through it on normal, and I got through the game in about 1 to 2 hours. And I found it pretty easy, to be honest. I think I died once. So that should tell you something. But the good thing is that there's a lot of different difficulties. So normal mode is one of the easiest modes in the game. There's about 7 or 8 difficulty modes, right? Easy, normal, hard, and it just scales up from there. So there's a lot of different difficulty modes. But I will say that the game itself is very short. I don't think that's too unusual for a beat 'em up. This isn't the type of game you play through once and, put down and finish. You're meant to play through it multiple times with multiple characters, try different characters, unlock new characters, try them, unlock new movesets, that type of thing. So there's a lot of unlockables there and a lot of replayability. Now the music in the game is also really good. Enjoyed it the whole way through the game. I wouldn't say it's the best Streets of Rage soundtrack I've ever heard, but it's good. It was fine, a joy to listen to, so happy with the soundtrack. And what else is cool about the game is that there's a lot of different options, video options, sound options. So let's talk a bit about the art style, the graphic style of the game. And I liked it, I thought it's good. I didn't think it was like 10 out of 10. For me, it was a little bit cartoony, I would say. But that's just my personal opinion. But the cool thing is that in the options, in the video settings, you can change the graphic style or add filters. So you can keep that default look, that sort of new school Streets of Rage look, or you can add these retro filters, give it a more 8 or 16-bit look. So there's plenty of different filters, plenty of different video and sound options, which is awesome that the developers spent the time to give the players all those different options. So I really appreciated that. Coming back to the combat though, or the gameplay, let's talk about the combat, and the combat was really fun, really awesome. Few different types of moves you can do. You can do grabs, you can do juggles, heavy attacks, special attacks. You have that kind of classic Streets of Rage special attack feature, where when you use it, you lose a little bit of health. But if you hit enemies right after, you can regain that health. So just kind of classic Streets of Rage combat style. I will say I do wish there was more moves in the game, more movesets. And in some of the modes, in survival mode, you can unlock new moves, which is awesome. But I still would have liked to see a few more moves in the game. But it is pretty deep, like you can juggle characters, you can have fun, you can try different combos. And of course, You know, what I loved about this game and the Streets of Rage series is all the different weapons you can pick up and use as you're playing through the different stages. So knives, pipes, bats, swords. They get really creative with the weapons in this game, like more weapons than I've ever seen in a beat 'em up or Streets of Rage game. So I was really happy about that, and that's for me what makes this game really fun. Seeing new weapons, picking them up, trying them out, fighting all the different enemies. And again, there's a good enemy variety in this game. It's pretty fresh as you go through every stage. And the bosses as well, there's a good variety. I will say that the bosses in this game, they didn't blow me away. I didn't think they were the best, like most awesome bosses I've seen in a beat 'em up game. I would just say they were good, which isn't a bad thing. They were fine, but they weren't amazing. And yeah, I do want to say that. I thought the bosses could have been a bit better, a bit more fun there, but overall it was fine. So in conclusion, Streets of Rage 4 is an awesome game. I do have a couple criticisms, just things I wish they would have done a bit different. And the first one is how you unlock characters in the game. So the way it works is that as you play through the story mode or arcade mode or different modes, you gain points. And as you reach a certain threshold of points, you unlock characters. And the good thing is that there's a lot of characters to unlock. But for me, I prefer to unlock characters by meeting different goals. And what I mean by that is I would have loved if, for example, you beat the game on normal mode, you unlock a character. If you're able to beat it on hard mode, you unlock another character. If you beat the game in under a certain amount of time, that unlocks a character. So a different variety, different set of goals and how to unlock characters. I think that would have been cool. I prefer that style when it comes to unlockables. In this, it's kind of, you unlock all the characters the same way. Just play the game, gather points, you'll unlock characters. There's a couple edge cases that don't follow that, but for the most part, for 99% of the characters, that's how it's done. So that's one criticism I have. One thing I wish they would have done a bit different. Besides that, it's a great game. Very polished. There's really nothing bad I can say about it. I mean, again, the story mode's a bit short, but I don't think I can really criticize that because there's just so much replayability there. Art style wasn't my favorite, but again, they give you different modes, different filters to change the art style, so it accommodates everyone. And the special moves were cool, characters are cool. Glad to see some classic characters from previous Streets of Rage games in this one, like Axel, for example. So I'm giving it 2 thumbs up. I recommend Streets of Rage 4, great one to have in the collection. Not sure I would pay full price for this game just because it's kind of a short game. There's a lot of content, but I would say pick it up at a discount, add it to your collection. It's a very good polished beat 'em up game. If you're a fan of beat 'em ups, you're gonna love this game. I mean, I don't think you can really say this is a bad game. It's a good game. It's enjoyable. It's not perfect, but it's pretty high up there. So Streets of Rage 4, definitely recommend. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe for more. And that's it. Have a good day.